Question 17. Julie completed a radial survey of a paddock with 5 straight boundaries using 0 as a centre. To find its perimeter, she has calculated the length of 4 of the boundaries. Okay, so she's calculated these lengths here. Use the cosine rule to calculate the length of the remaining boundary AB. Again, one of the reasons why students got this question wrong was incorrectly selecting the right angle triangle trigonometry formulas that you see here, sine A, cos A, tan A. The cosine rule, there is actually 2 of them. They're just variations of each other, is these 2 here. They're both cosine rules, right? This one here, the top one, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. This one here is actually to find the length, because little c is a length, and the second derivation of the cosine rule is to find an angle. So you got the capital C there, so cos of capital C. This is an angle that we're looking for. So we're actually asked to use the cosine rule to calculate the length of the remaining boundary, right? So the length. So we need to use this cosine formula. So c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Now, cos c is the angle in between, right, the 2 sides that you're using for A and B. And C is the side that you're trying to find. So this is my C side. We can call this one my A and this one my B. Actually, doesn't matter which way around. And the angle that we want is this angle here. Now, we don't know that angle, but we're given bearings information. We're giving the bearings. Now, our north bearing is straight up here at 0, 360, right? So it starts at 0 and it comes all the way around to 360. And you'll notice that from here to here, it's 28 degrees. From here all the way around, it's 98 degrees. That's what bearings are. It goes all the way around. This one here is 180, right? Neat one all the way around. This one here is 257. Right, and this one here is 332, and all the way around is 360. Right, we just want this angle here. To work that out, all we need to do is calculate the difference between this angle and this angle here, because as I said, this angle is calculated by going from north all the way around to the beginning, or all the way around to that line that you see, sorry. And 257 is again starting at north and going all the way to 257 there. So to work out the difference, we just take this number and subtract this number. So 332 subtract 257. Right, so the angle of C is 75 degrees. Now that we have all the inputs, it's just a case of plugging and substituting. So C squared equals 32.4 squared plus 28.5 squared minus 2 times 32.4 times 28.5 cos of the angle we have just found, which is cos 75 degrees. And so C squared equals, we just plug that into our calculator, 32.4 squared plus 28.5 squared minus 2 times 32.4 times 28.5 times cos of 75 gives us this answer here of 1384.022. But this is what C squared equals. Right, so we still need to find C, and we do that by taking the square root of this number. So notice how I'm not rounding, I'm leaving my answer there, and I'm now going to take the square root of my answer to get 37.202. And we're just going to check to see if the question has asked for it to be left in any particular way, and it doesn't actually say anything. In this situation, you can make one up and say, well, that's equal to 37.2 kilometers, and it makes sense to say 0.2 because everything else is to 1 decimal place, so you can make a decision to copy the format of the rest of the question, and we can then write to 1 decimal place. An abbreviation. Now it's asking to calculate the perimeter of the paddock. So to work out the perimeter of the paddock, we are literally adding all of the numbers together. So we're starting at 36.5 plus 38.3. Now it's important to write out the working. If you got this question here wrong, this one here wrong, for whatever reason, if you got it wrong, sorry, but this is the method you used to calculate the perimeter, then you would be inserting that incorrect number that you've calculated into this sum. And you would earn that 1 mark as a carried mark. But if you do not write this, and I know it looks obvious to you, but if you do not write this statement and you just write an answer and the answer is wrong, there's no way of checking to see, well, did you calculate it the correct way? So from the HSC perspective, they will mark it incorrect. So it is important that you write down the working out. I'm just adding it all together, and it is 187 kilometers. Okay, there's the perimeter, so we add all the way around.